Hey, 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 you dirty dogs. So something may be coming down. I don't know if you heard of a comet and asteroids lately, and NASA just tried to hit an asteroid or a comet with a space shuttle at 150,000 miles. Regardless, I'm on We Seek, We Finds channel, and he has a May 19th date, 5/19. He's been on this date for a long time. And it looks like something may be leading up to next year on 5/19. Let me show you. So just watch this.
I mean, imagine if you got up in the morning and the headlines read that there's a comet hurtling towards Earth that is certain to destroy civilization and life as we know it. And imagine if that wasn't just some idle speculation of a crazy person, but actually an analysis based on the cutting-edge technology of the day. Report on Halley's Comet increased. The comet was predicted to become visible to the naked eye on April 10th. Reach perihelion on the 20th and remained visible for a month as it rocketed past the planet. Its 25 million kilometer tail shining spectacularly behind it. As it turned out, it was less the comet and more the tail that would become a problem. Halley's Comet was the first comet from which scientists were able to gather spectroscopic data. And by February 8th, they were reporting that they had determined that Halley's Comet's tail included cyanogen, type of cyanide gas. That's extremely deadly. Camille Flammarion, a French astronomer and early science fiction writer, took the news gravely. He concluded that the cyanogen could impregnate the atmosphere and possibly snuff out all life on the planet. The New York Times added in its article, most astronomers did not agree with Flammarion, reporting that the cyanogen was extremely diffuse in the tail and that even if it did reach the atmosphere, it would either decompose by combustion or be repelled by the planet. But perhaps predictably, it was Flammarion's view that received the most attention, at least in part because the planet was scheduled to orbit through the comet's tail on May 19th. The possibility of apocalypse inspired all kinds.
Did y'all hear that? On May 19th. Kind of crazy. Now, he thinks it may hit the West Coast. All right? And that might be foreshadowing why the LA Lakers are called the Lakers, because they're probably going to end up in a lake of fire. Now, y'all remember I have the Rock prediction of him dying, him being a ritual sacrifice for the Super Bowl. Now, what I think is the Rock, kind of like Halley's Comet or an asteroid, may have been foreshadowing this comet to actually hit Earth. Let me show you how.
Halley's Comet, a total solar eclipse. Spectacles that are as rare as they are breathtaking. We celebrate something that's never happened in 4.5 billion years.
So did you see that? He foreshadows Halley's Comet, just as the other scientist was talking about Halley's Comet, just as the 5/19. So I've got the Rock going out on 2/8. Now watch this. Now this is how a thread can go and how you can come to conclusions, all right? So after I watched his video, I said, where do you think the comet hits and how much damage? Super Bowl 56, The Rock talked about Halley's Comet. He says, nice one, pal. This is We Seek, We Find. He says, I think the coast of America and Europe will be hit. Now, the reason why he says this is because he's got another video. Here, I'll show you.
Spain, woohoo! It's so weird without tons of applause and standing O's. I'm live from the Lights Out bunker. We're going to try to do stuff from my house. It's not super live by the time you see it, but it is my house. It'll be fun. There will be no laughs. It'll be crickets. Actually, even the crickets aren't going to do shit. They just spread their legs like this. Bad time.
So I'm going to pause that. I'm going to try to get it to the juicy part, and then we'll go back.
You know what? Not to be weird, but it's a soft pass because it feels boring. Like, I've seen your monologues, I've seen your jokes. It might be more happening in the driveway, which I thought was polite, but not what I wanted to hear. Boring. Like, I've seen your monologues, I've seen your jokes. Boring. Like, I've seen your monologues, I've seen your jokes. America. Like, I don't want the edges, you know, San Francisco and California and LA, and I wouldn't want the whole East Coast. So, it sounds rude, but if you would stay sort of in the middle, I'm not going to say which states. If I could make the map, let's just say that. If I could make the map and no one would know, believe me, you'd be happy with it.
So you see that? He's basically telling people in code to get to the center of the U.S., that the coasts are off limits, that something's going to hit. What's crazier, okay? Let me show you something else I put down that I ended up figuring out. I said it looks like Cali is gone. Probably why they called the Lakers, all right? Lake of Fire. And Dwayne Johnson, who I have dying on February 8th, his birthday, or from that date, is 3 months and 11 days to May 19th, which was called out in that movie, and the same date that We Seek, We Find has been seeing, just like I saw the 917, 179 everywhere. He sees that 519 everywhere. And I've actually been seeing that number in codes. And it's also connected to the 519. I've got in videos that I have actually connected to Dak Prescott with a lot of his past and future numbers that he's going to be hitting. Is going to be 519, 159, 951. All right. So just so you know, 3/11 was Pandemic Day. And the date that I have The Rock going out is February 8th, which may be foreshadowing 3 months and 11 days is going to be pandemic, or the real pandemic day of The Rock, or Halley's Comet, which has been mentioned in 2 different areas now, coming down and maybe hits near his home, which is Hayward, California. And if you think of Hayward, you think of Haley. Hayward, California equals 159 in reverse. Woo! You can't make this stuff up, the coincidences, and it kind of confirms The Rock going out on February 8th now. That's even more data that confirms what I already think. Like, imagine if I didn't have that February 8th date. I wouldn't know if Pandemic Day was to that 519. That might be the real Pandemic Day. So I have The Rock going out on the 39th day of the year. Okay? And 519 is the 139th day of the year. Exactly 100 days later. Okay? And 3/11/2020, which was Pandemic Day, I'm just looking that up, 2519 is 3 years and 69 days. Now, we've seen that 69 everywhere, too. With the Queen dying at the age of 96, Brittany Griner getting that 9 years and 6 months in jail, 6 months and 9 days to the Super Bowl. There's a whole bunch of 69. I think the Broncos versus the Cowboys in the Super Bowl are going to end up going 6-9. Oh, man. This is crazy. So, 3 years, 2 months, and 8 days. That's kind of crazy because I have The Rock going out on 2/8. And we know that 38 is a death number, and that's 38 months. I could also include the day, and it equals 329. 329. I know that's a significant number. But 3 years and 70 days. 37 is huge. Dealing with the moon and moon cycles. Anyway, I mean, there's something going down. So right now I'm on, just as far as like significant events that change our lives. You know, The Rock, if he goes out on February 8th, it's going to tell me something's going to go down on May 19th. All right. You know what? I'm going to look up the Super Bowl to that day and see what happens. 2/12/2022, 23. Oh, 3 months, 8 days. It's at 3/7 again. Whoops. 3 months and 7 days. Exactly 96 days. I just did this with you. Revelation 13:5. The beast shall reign for 40 and 2 months. That is 96 days. 2/5/19. I mean, the Super Bowl is the biggest ritualistic day. I did not look that up. I looked that up with y'all. I mean, I just thought about it. Now, this is nuts. 96 days. Let's look up the Queen when she died to that day. See what happens. 9/8. She died on 9/8, right? 22. 253 days. 36 months, 1 day. 8 months, 11 days, like 88. Mr. 118 Brady and the Celtics, Bill Russell died at the age of 88. 253. I know that's a significant number. I'm trying to figure out why I don't know what it is. All right, guys. Something's going down on this 519 date. Word to your mother.